Itebusia like video share mo before na ono so enye bi enhwe na ene ubepiem e Ghana yese nsem a ekoso no ano edin na ni enya yie pa ni nyina ne se NDC ministers bi atumi akotua £30,000 e de akwakoje abasobode wo UK man mu ama nsem no eho abedaja ma chese nsem a ekoso no eni enya mampanyi kura etia ne na chi a krata efi na so ya ba se obi a ne ho bebon sansem no bi no obetimi atwena so a ne waba bedu oman mu a yehwe so obetimi edi ne nsem so sa na miracles Aboagye edi na no atu sansem mu se wohwe nsem a yekoso se de Ghana for esi ebre na nsuo eyiri fa manfo na NDC ministers yi ensure seriousness bia emphatical issue no na omunenam etua £30,000 edeji abasobode ne dia na chese eyeni kwa sisempa edi mo man echese NDC amemwo ombu no enkoyie ba kokura na nsem a wabro so enya asem ketu akura abusua yengibre enkotie nsem a miracles Aboagye to Dr. Mahmoud Baumia communication director to the New Patriotic Party odiegu apono so na yenso yenche ya adwen
enyine ma menom se ebisa wo se etese ya enye kura ka se ye bazisi ya kan za wa na wenye obi amboa wo isi enyina ye amboa se ne system na enkoye na lo yekoye mo no wore ma mbisa wo petrol to mu say saying it's saying wo electricity
enkoye based on the
economy no economy ni enkoye kra
economy is realistically the trump card of this government.
Paper so opa si abontin say wo kokko memre ha
yes
ko tip to le ne ko bi so mo na hwe say what they will tell you economy na nene dey paper so this is the only government or what sexy macroeconomic indicators and so bibi enkoye na wonu say akwase abesi bibi e wo
adentia
economy o kai sa ban we ba first me bet na ka kire wo say me akra me acknowledge say the way almost association niema esi kono because niema yenim say o my way boa affect ye fu omboa exchange rate
yeah
is what inflation no effect no
the effect
inflation there no is not an end
number
it's just the means it's what just and we're all excited you know I don't know just say after all of a sudden I bet just maintain you say a name no ka say me electricity na me 2024 akosro times to akosro by 24% than senior at year in the past me insu ako 15% more than senior net year in the past. So I just say school fees and collect you 1,600 and it you 2,735. These are real figures. We mun na numbers keke crofo brabo munsem. And no you cannot run away from it. So you can't run away from it. Enti and I mean the be me kase once the be me catch say abane de ye betu no. But enye omofelu na be me yetu no. See you do 2028 now. There's going to be a conversation between the NDC candidates and the MPP candidates. Mpempenso na on mine wono. Mumienu no why no wo adwenya any nimdia ebetumi de abode ye wono ho ban. Na de aka no tumi de be account. That is how the elections will be won. It has nothing to do with the failure of the NDC. Until I'm not expecting the NDC to fail. Inti sanse mo no me kan sisi ya me ka say NDC no on be CC niam atenetene niam me kan say because obi me ka say me kuko efu o mfra no
yes
ayeso no ko mfra no kuko me village na kasa na ye mfra no ba be bia kuko efu na kasa we fa na dwabo e wo enuma pepe echi the economy is dead because cocoa farmers they have not been paid since 2025 October. Cocoa farmers in this country are owed in excess of no, but see they are owed in excess of 6.5 billion. Remember, say it was about 11 billion.
Yes.
Until you 50%, and as 50% in the cry and you will be an answer. Will be 100% of the sick. Will be crying since October 2025. Unprecedented. How are they supposed to survive? So these people, you don't gaslight them and come and give them numbers on paper, and then you come and tell them say, "No, that first net is saying first," and they don't care about that. You go for the no or retirement. Why you to about my buying for to bring prosperity to the people. We must get them to work.
Yeah, but I was say also remind them of more record.
It doesn't matter. We having at the moment some in cassette to Obama.
Okay.
Me Kenya magate to Obama.
Debbie.
Yendru way. E come di nipa was about to. E come di nipa was say remind you of MPP. Now remind me enti obi wo fase no wo second year no. O remind me say na MPP abre so net say ono efa no be. And now school fees are no 2,600 so 2,600. Enti o remind me MPP efa no be. Wo bande na ka kire no. Wo ka kire ne say MPP de no mo ye na me ye nkometo wo ma. Hwe kokoko afọ ka kire no mo 6,500 Ghana cedis. At the time na MPP mo 3,200. At the time, I'm finance minister, a ranking member of finance. Agric minister, a ranking member of agric. They had more knowledge about the cocoa sector and the economy than every other person. In spite of their knowledge of the situation at cocoa board, they still said it's almost 6,500. To the extent that
based on the circumstances then.
But they
at the time.
But they insisted. So okay, say your friend is saying obey finance minister can vet and Krombisa no Sankai.
Yes.
And sometimes what was the difference? Go and check the figures. Tell me the difference in circumstance between January 2025 and June 2025. So what is here? Cocoa board debt no between January and June no e bi be kan ho. Omo no de kan ho ana. Because you are blaming the debt. So that democracy is here. So people are suffering. And they will be up for 5 o'clock. Or better if you by 1 a.m. because of transport crisis. Now, last week Wednesday,
government responded with new buses for Metro Man.
Last week Wednesday, which is new, latest.
Yes.
Join News. Omo posti video 10 p.m. Cycle Uncle Foguso airline time no bedu fie. Obi, there are serious. You see these things. It's very annoying, very very annoying when people in government always come and tell you na MPP when the MPP. Obi be me tie me MPP ni. But honestly, you do 2020. I don't care about MPP. I want you to fix the problems. Fix it. Into be just wa kopem ta about to for best ones wa kai. When we are actually suffering, like we are hungry. Obi come dem crofo he who promise teacher for automatic posting. Onye mom omo bisa was MPP for JB. What do they care about that? They knew when MPP was in office. And they knew say MPP and to me and automatic posting and no to abawa. Mention one promise abai way sa frakadam abai way. But promise ba come buy o ma for fele.
Oh.
Boy, I make
the
it.
President promised say he would tackle the economic malaise and a woman turn around the fortunes of the economy. He's done that. At least the figures show say he's done that.
You see, that is where the problem is. And you bear me witness. From day one, I told you as early as June 2025, said this is the only government running a contradictory economic system. Okay, inflation is confirmed. And so cost of living rising. You remember I told you?
Yes.
Now saying your research desk, Joy, research, and they realize say what is actually driving the inflation down. And yamana impacted directly on a lot of the ordinary people. In fact, the cost of food has risen more than every other thing. And you know, say inflation in a basket.
Yes.
And they wait it. And see, the question you should be asking yourself, say, what we should be doing now is what the Joy News team did, disaggregating the things in the basket to check whether indeed Niamana driving inflation down, Niamana affecting Ghanaian people. Now that is not the case. Obi here, what the finance minister is doing, every economic management person can do it if they want to achieve sexy numbers like this. Mop up liquidity, sweep money from people's pockets. When you are not spending, inflation would go down because inflation is demand and supply, competitiveness, and the more inflation here they cost. It is a finance minister and just kind of think of like it's not to go and check their budget. 2025 budget, they barely spend 30% of their budget budgetary allocation for infrastructure. You're not spending. Obi, if you don't spend, inflation will go down. That is the truth. But so one spend it. But
they are spending this year.
Where? Won't they say? Yes, first quarter. We're saying planned budget in ad. That's what you. Won't you go and won't you? They won't kayana.
No. I've heard Oman can say budget.
No, me say go and look at the figures. Go, if you want to understand these things, and say we won't debate in vagueness.
No, I've seen the figures.
Yes, and what does it tell you? What does it tell you?
Figures Nenka say they've not spent.
No, but majority of it is sitting down. Go and look at the figures. You go and look at it.
2.4 billion, and it's because of revenue shortfall.
Now, then what does that mean?
So 2.4 cannot be.
No, I'm just saying. So what does that mean to you? Okay, was a big push. Okay, Obi, what is the impact of big push in the last 8-9 months? Big push is a long-term investment. Road infrastructure, a long-term economic investment. Road infrastructure, a long-term economic investment. Oh yes, no. What is the short-term plan? Which government didn't construct road? Aban now constructed road. Aban now baswa 1 year kwan e my way. As we speak, Obi, near my kwan ekoso near my affecting crop for kwan ekoso dwa. Omedwa Obi, teacher for nurse for no mokoya line to abamount. Upu yi wuti e fa o land cruise mu e wo mu school nim shomo boss oba obey automatic posting. In fact, one of the teacher nursing students grabbed a microphone e pa cha apologize across omo to abeti 2016. You remember that video? Yeah. What ba won ye mom ye? Was why ade omo monye wo so. Obi he, when you disaggregate the Ghanaian today, that is when the NDC will see their smoothness level. Me ma kwa isi say fa ma akoma catch a trotro driver or what tip toll lane and say dey na wire man dey na catch no. Makola woman or turn tomatoes mama kwa catch na dey ba kwa wire man dey na wire man. Ka
menga yamfa this obu anko do 23 or chroma.
Okay, that's fine.
Obi what's the woman what's the NDC for when na make say ya on Tony Bono o kasa say ya we say touch that baby o tie bia we the boy
but they know it
when dey dia obi dey dia no dey boy for no o ya we onye sebe we jimi for o ya we say wo okoto abama wa obai na this only 23 na you 14.9 onimu. It will be the radio so bisa say then na wire man okasa say ya. Can you stop this? Obisa say then na wire man okache ne say one fa diesel and 20 wumbu no. Because time na okoye lie ato abama no. Not this only 23 nko. Akobe onimu ko be fa so be take a decision. The guys voted for you when there's what 14.9. Oba how they ko 15. Obisa wa kra me fa 23. Oba na 23. What kind of disrespect is this? What kind of disrespect is this? Obi, what kind of disrespect is this? And you have been a year, you might feel 23 bar 14 a mile. Tell me, they call 9, was I call 15? No. Tell me, what they call 9, or they about 15? No. Then the panel bisa when June. We bisa said then why man as structure there, was 7 or 23. What call 15? Over 14. Umbuno. Until you feel no nim nyansa, or nim say now 14 abetoye. And you don't know to. Me bisa o say ma me na ne ba. No what level 200 no die vandi no dia na wire mana dia na be ka che no no to 62 or to 78 seamstress na auto electricity 1000 finance 1000 cedis a year no and auto 1240 into bisa say dia na wire mana dia na be ka che no. Those are the things that we are being more expected say we become one be kasa ni mana betra now na CPP say na PPP say na BPP say you annoy the people. You annoy them. You become very annoying. She say insuo efa yen. Na mo ministers akotena party aseje award mo mo. When cocoa farmers have not been paid for 9 months. When teachers have worked for 15 months, they've not been paid. Unemployment akra nkwa 50%. In the last 12 months, amoba be mu unemployment increased by 17%. The young people are waiting for their 3 shifts. Untumi ye you. Makotena party ase na modi award mamo ho na de ayi akra ne so obi omo modi award no tie ne yi de onya best regional minister no tama na oji award no wala bade no na nsuo e fa na region no de onya best performing male minister no tama na oji award no na Galamsey he's the worst performing when it comes to the management of Galamsey lance minister na penimfu a ye de oman ahye monsa ayedi o man japade ahye monsa se monhwe so na makotua bribe 50,000 Ghana cedis any 25,000 Ghana cedis ye ma mo abodin
allegedly
no pesa white omo boss omo bodebe enya lege omo boss no omo boss en kamena make kan ka be say alleged we the omo boss CEO so omo boss na pesa white
because organizers since what be denied
pesa white say ono oya we ono hwe omo so mpedifo ayedi o man ahye monsa wo se monhwe so man yen isu o mene yen me no ka se isu mu na Ghana fo bebre yem hyehye omo obi free 90 friend say 90 kojo ho me friend say fi be 90 simu de ye be de dance say aban bia ba yenya flooding. It's become a perennial problem, but there is a reason why aban we in particular mo ba na flooding situation no devastating, and I will explain to you. Okay, June 3rd 2015.
Yeah, 2015. Sure.
We see obi the eti aban we ba bia ye devastating ni say omo ye lazy, omo kasa dodo, omo nya adwuma honorable omo kasa sa omo nya adwuma bia. Enti you see opa kwhwe Rollins crowd okay say no ahye gotem titimu na kwhwe kofo na kwhwe Atamils. You realize that there is a certain pattern. The governments always prepare. They'll be doing dredging, desilting, public education, announce flashpoints, any red zones, not to say flooding will not come, but a reducing impact. But the entire Ambrebia, some company when you are buying way was to be a devastating. In the past 1 week, Nipa bear 4 as a newu. A dime bear 3 as a nebu. The reason why it happens under them like that is because Obi, Omun Yedu, maybe almost Nasa, Omanisu better known so not to a certain form of phenomenon. Yenu Krumwa, and our fire helicopter Nantin Krahan, so anti-flood task force, led by the deputy chief of staff.
Yes.
What's it? Mami, one video, one picture. Tama nsuwe start say eto. When who say anti-flood task force on what about Ghana for one. In fact, I'm call around the years I reckon. Give me one report. And I said one presentation. More mind say, oh, after all the reconnaissance, reconnaissance, this is the roadmap. Short-term strategy, medium-term strategy, long-term strategy. One. They have no respect for the people. Opa bisani sisi ya se flood kufado nso fa enonkwa nso offend pa 2026 ubisa o maka se kufado untu ya kokko ekuafoka ubisa no se kufado teacher for to me from ekufado it is aban no buy no obi aban is so weak so lousy to the extent say unhun ntin hun nan hwe omo ba ba mu na niema in fact as at December last year ubisa mbibia dollar abafem fuel abafem inflation abafem eno nko chese bebi abefe bia won sa fe de omgusu yi mfiri mu mako fe afi de fuel omo ye from nka biom afi aka 2 no kra won se dollar no so ko nti si omo ka omo de omo ne bafem ti aka 1 ye koya na ye bae I see a market time under this government omo de yako run say omo de abesi fa ko omo de yako run say omo de abesi fa ko and everybody is confused. In fact, Obi, there is no clarity as to where this government is taking the country. Bisa education for say, teacher for say, mo plan a buy way vision for education ye. At least Obi abeja to me say in the previous government there was a clear-cut strategy to deal with second cycle education. Obi mboa. There was a clear cut. The free SHS, the infrastructure intervention in there, it was clear. Omo de ni eden. Health. At least under the previous government, at least what you have about 60 hospitals we under the previous government. 60 hospitals 31 of them we started from scratch and completed. Almost one hospital almost see Western region. Almost 30 see Western region one. Almost one was Ashanti region. Obi, when COVID struck, the government realized say, we've identified a gap at the district level. 88 districts did not have health facilities. So this government set out to build 111 hospitals. That includes the 88 district hospitals and other regional and tertiary hospitals. At least there was some clarity. Said this is what the government is trying to do. Major intervention in the health sector. What is their plan? Obi, do you have clarity? What is the strategy?
On health?
Yes. There are serious issues. Over here, who promise young people of this country, and I will see the problem in this one. Sabi. Ghana for Jimmy. Sabi, enti omka na omfise de omom beka tese na meka o 23 no wakatum. Ofise Ghana for Jimmy nti no magiatum. Obi, who promise young Ghanaian students say wo ba omo brands omo to menya access to university. Ntetore bi bum kran to me nko. Eye stressful. Into be yi sa stress in fi ho. That was the promise. One can say offer stress mu wie. Not any TA not to be fast straight in school and it's not the same promise. So the problem is not about interest too. The problem is that there are still hundreds of thousands of young Ghanaians went to be in school in the last 2 academic years because they couldn't find the money to enter for you to even refund. That is the reality. That is what we are talking about. That was not the promise you gave them. O catch the Ghana for clear. What's so bad? Ebimbe konopa. No more point year 2. Nebima ko 2. No more upon 6. Never more upon 6. No more upon the next morning. Obi, was that not a promise? Were you not here when me any Phyllis Kwacho for so honorable? Ebetra debate. In fact, our debate was one of the most flagship videos and football on 24-hour economy. I may catch and say a push and pull situation. Demand and supply. What to me for 2 and see a beating gadgets could be almost one bay. Were you not here? Our guy say Lakeside crowd watch it. We are better watch another. Omo kache is a public institutions from best starting. Ombe konopa, no more point, no more point. They would triple the workforce in the public sector. Omo chairman can say a friend is saying 30 man council of organizer and I do 3 obey juma. On man penny at the manifesto launch, I can say boomerang. He mentioned disco boomerang. Yeah, wahi. On the banopa. No more poor a friend say a boomer into area 11 crown, net disco airbo. He opened his mouth and said it. When I'll catch a to Abama. Obi, have you even seen anything? Anything at all? Madam in case have you seen anything? One thing that you say, Ghana ha, yeah, baba, 133 woman with.
So, about launching policy documents.
Show me where in the policy. Show me where in the policy. Show me where in the policy. Show me where in the authority in that act. That point act, no. Can be a point to say there's going to be a 133 shift job in this country. One, would be able to show me. I'll leave the rest of the time for him. Why do we do that to the people? Why? I didn't hear treaty or man for me to me. I to Obama yensa. I didn't hear him, sir. Why do we do that to the people? Why? The people are suffering. Obi, inflation is at 3, and yet the cost of living is quadrupling. Dollar was 12, and yet the cost of living is quadrupling. Obi, and then from the middle sector all the way to the northern sector, the economy is collapsing there. Because they are agrarian. The local agric industry, I'm sure you are aware. Cereal is the mainstay. So you are aware. Konof. Even the inputs for this crop season, because the finance minister and the agric minister are fighting. Agric minister, they say, finance minister are infantile propagandists. Agric minister, or say finance minister are infantile propagandists. Now, Ochantro, si case saw the man on the year, you man say be agric sector, or now finance minister Tinaso. Obi, agric minister of agric ministry released no more than Najono. Ube say when the finance minister was releasing their evidence, there was a buffer stock line. And that's somebody releasing 200 and something thousand.
200 million.
Obi, let me tell you. So that 200 million is money released to buy feeding way for secondary schools. What's a buffer stock? More national reserve.
Yeah.
And more school feeding. School feeding there, and you know why that was there? That money didn't go to the Greek ministry. School feeding, secondary school feeding. This time, get fund it here, and then get fund. See you no. Nanka under education no. On the education minister no krankasa.
That's an allegation.
No. It is public. It is public information. Any allegation is public information.
I have not seen that.
Oh, to the extent, as we speak, or no, get fund. Friend is saying, CEO, he hasn't been to the education ministry for weeks, or reported to finance ministry. Gold board. It was under land ministry. We here for land ministry, or the finance ministry.
So, PMMC and they want the land.
Nasa gold board, PMMC
there. Gold board. PMMC, defunct. Gold board is a new creation.
And I'm saying now we here for what they call finance.
So in the new
friend is saying, friend is saying cocoa board. No, agric. What they here for you finance. Senate. No, it was under labor and employment.
Board, and Nanado no the agric.
Yes.
Before Nanado no wonder.
And yes, so quite on Eriko Poku one call him free work because who him Eriko Poku has always been the champion of cocoa for the NDC. Me what? In opposition,
ranking on cocoa, agric and cocoa affairs.
And see about the saying and the panel no you're ranking on agric and cocoa affairs and by agric minister pe watch free. That thing was there already. I know you free ho. Senate. We ye free ho, free labor at the court finance. We use Senate fee employment labor then I come on. So ministry then I come. BBI or no. Obi, if you want evidence of how bad the economy is being run, and the engineer is better near Bubu Yaswa, conform budget 2025. Every ministry is complaining. The minister is basically holding on to everything. And the people are the ones bearing the brunt and suffering. And then, mobile transport fare and they 90 cities from Accra to Kumasi, and I'm 120. Was why are the airmons in Mount? It is to swamp pass honorable MPTA. Sector bay, nipa bay na wagana ha, teacher niyo, nurse niyo, friend is saying, driver, one over to my head and you ma card here back by way by. Would you want to me in a menu about 18 months? No, it would 18 months when you are there about who cram my gun for Tom. 18 months in Obi, 18 months in when you be back who cry, would you go for the Wakanya Yate, a Kupari cathedral, or you say Yate, nti na etuti ano no wo ba ye no wo na wo say wo ba de na wa ye 18 months. What is your record in 18 months? Tell the people. Mention the sector and tell them what you have done for them. Mention the sector and tell them what. Only propaganda if you are sir. Among throwing propaganda, we see change. Only be akabium. So we try and trust that 23 cities. No, if you are sir. Almost to be car crash inflation go to 54. We if you are sir. Obi, see we are not autopilot too. And your autopilot now you one inti and a fool. All of a sudden, one war Iran within weeks, a movie called 15. I join him. Everyone was on manage economy ni year and nothing a fool about feminine. A banesena will be couldn't talk about Iran, a 2 month fool costro. Most of them year and a fool about them. Everybody knew that before you came to office, the international crude prices were already heading downwards. And that crude, friend say, oil prices were coming down. Everybody knew that. But mobile and I didn't call echo, mobile and echo in a modify. Ebane saying, and economy you are in charge. Economy you have control over it. Economy more strategies na amani ameni na kofem no. Ebane saying, and all of a sudden, full. Ajinsem a pabe bia mo be free no.